All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you, just like me. All right, so the Stones have a new song out there, and the internet is a buzz, and it should be. It is the Rolling Stones, after all. I'm going to be talking about that. Cross Country Driver, this is some really good music. If you're a fan of the Stones, this is kind of like 70s muscle car rock and roll. It's called The New Truth. Came out a few months ago. Here in the States, we don't talk about new bands that are playing, the classic style. We just don't do that anymore. So here it is. Again, I don't get any money for promoting a band like this. In fact, some bands, they hear about me promoting it and they cringe because they know what I'm about. So sorry, guys. I'm trying to help in my own way. Also, don't forget to check out modernretrofm.com, Modern Retro Radio, a great radio station. They'll be playing the new song by the Stones called Angry. I'm sure they're going to put it right into heavy rotation. This is right up their alley, playing new material by vintage artists, people that are old, like Mick Jagger, who just turned 80 years old. And he's looking every bit 80 years old. Saw him on the Jimmy Fallon interview. Holy crap, Batman. The Stones are old. It's real bad when Keith Richards starts to look like the best Rolling Stone. He just does. Some people age gracefully and some people don't. The Stones are starting to get to that point where there's no gracefully left. Once you hit 80, unless you're doing the Ringo Starr thing, I don't know what Ringo's up to, but certainly he's kind of reverse aged over the years. Rick Springfield seems to be reverse aging or just maintaining. There's no aging going on whatsoever. But with Mick Jagger, yeah, stuff is going on, even though he's got like a 36-year-old girlfriend. Now, the Rolling Stones, they've sounded kind of the same since the 70s, since maybe the early 70s. They've put out just so much material. I'm going to say this about the Rolling Stones, kind of controversial, but they probably are the greatest rock band of all time. And who's going to break that record? Because rock and roll is not a thing anymore for the most part, not in the traditional blues-based guitar hook, guitar riff sense of music. All right. And that's why I was showcasing this, right? Because this has some of that. But rock bands today aren't really doing that. They're playing a couple chords and they're kind of dark and there's no, the guitar solos are just not up to par. See, when you get Ronnie Wood with Keith Richards, you're going to get some great guitar work. And that's what's excellent about the Stones in general. Angry is right in that sort of, I would say out of a scale of 1 to 10, probably a 7 or an 8, as far as if you look at all of their material from the 70s moving forward, it's right in there. Now, I have one critique of the song, is that the way they record Mick Jagger's vocal, it almost makes him sound a little shrill, okay? And I think they wanted that because of what the song is. It's called Angry, and maybe they wanted that sound in general. I don't like that, but it doesn't ruin it for me. I'm thinking Mick can handle this without making his voice sound that way. Maybe it's a little bit more bare bones approach. It's the type of microphone. They have all kinds of things they can do in the studio to enhance or change the sound of the vocal when it's recorded. So that's just a little critique I have of it. Otherwise, the song is a winner. I even watched the video to the song, which going to get a lot of views because there's a hot chick in a hot car driving around, having a great time. You'll never see this in real life, but that's what rock and roll is, right? You'll never see this stuff in real life, and the Stones aren't going to change what's worked for them for the last 50 or 60 years. There's a hot girl, and we're going to put her in the car, and even if you don't like the song all that much, you're going to watch the video. look, these guys haven't recorded in 18 years, and at least new material. They have put out music within the last 18 years. They put out the blues album they did, and then they did release, I think, one track a couple of years ago, which came out right during the pandemic, Living in a Ghost Town. And they used the empty streets of the cities. It was actually really creepy, really spooky, because, yeah, they obviously didn't know it was coming, but it just showed up right there when all that happened. I think they were talking about how they were going to wait to release the song, but somebody made a phone call and said, hey, you know, there's a global pandemic. Do you want to put this song out now? Because it would fit perfectly. And yeah, it did. But again, really creepy if you go watch that video. And I'm tired of creepy. So yeah, I'll take the girl in the car, even though I think 80-year-old guys should probably kind of, you know, pump the brakes on that a little bit at this stage and say, you know what, we can just play our music. People should watch the video. We don't have to have a hot chick. We got Keith Richards. Why do we need a hot chick when we've got Keith Richards in the band, you know? So yeah, show more of Keith. I do miss Charlie Watts, obviously, and you'll hear it in the song. I mean, it's still really great, and there's no issue with Steve Jordan. He's a great player, but he's the main guy now who's playing with the Stones, recommended by Charlie Watts. So look, you gotta go with Charlie's choice to replace him, and I think he's done a good job filling in. And he's been out on the road as well too with the Stones for quite a long time. I mean, the relationship, I think, goes way back. So in any event, I think Angry is good. It's the talk of the internet. I don't know if it matters that I'm chiming in on this because I'm kind of late to the party, because you have to listen to the song and then critique everything as you listen to it. And I don't do that kind of stuff because of copyright issues. And that, in fact, you should just go listen to the song. Don't take anyone's opinion. Just go out and get your own opinion, you know, form your own opinion. One more time on Cross Country Driver. This is The New Truth, courtesy of Frontiers Music. I like it. Not as good as the Stones, maybe, but you know what? How much longer are we going to have the Stones? Just let's be honest. How much longer? So there is new material out there being made. Some of it's really good, and I guess you have to go find it yourself. That's what you need to do. All right. I'm done. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.